Hello, everyone. Are we revved up?
Ryan's revved up. He's wearing red. You're wearing blue. I'm wondering where your loyalty
cheering for the Yanks. What's going on?
I got my red and white undies on to match with my blue.
Show it.
Yeah,
prove it.
Jack is just full body paint. The onesie. He's got the Borat onesie with the stars and stripes right over the crotch. He looks awesome.
Body.
Big game tonight.
My wife.
Very nice.
Very nice. Hey, how we doing, everybody? It's Barnburner here on a Thursday, the 20th.
20th, man.
20th.
It's only 28 days.
I guess when it's fucking cold all month, you stay inside and maybe you don't get up to a whole lot.
Not anymore. Those excuses are done, Dean. Above zero. A big day coming at you.
Warmed up.
Look how well he's dressed. He looks sharp.
Yeah,
He does look sharp. Yeah.
Look at me. This thing is a presentation of Bet365. It's the world's largest sports betting platform. Don't you know? Yep. Open an account with Bet365 today.
Sure.
Huge range of markets is what you're going to find in there. The app is awesome.
I've been finding so many ranges of markets I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, I bet you have. Get that app. Use the promo code NATION when you sign up if you haven't already. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I'll see if this works. I've been having some kind of... It is. Lo and behold, it's there. It is the Super Chat. If you're in the YouTube mentions today, you throw a little shekel or two down. We'll take that money, get it to the Youth Centers of Calgary. And for the most part, kind of guarantee that we'll have that comment of yours shown on the show.
What is a shekel?
Can you shekel?
Is that what you do to the
actually my
oysters?
Wife,
you're shekeling?
My wife told me the other day, now that I'm old, there's a shot I need to take for it.
Oh, shingles. Dude, close.
Different.
Very painful.
I am told it's very bad. Yeah.
Yeah. My color guy in Penticton got shingles. He's like, yeah, I actually wish I was dead. It's that bad. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Because
it's like my skin's on fire all day. I'm like, wow, that sucks.
Yeah, because it's like what, chicken pox or measles for adults?
Yeah.
And super painful.
And so then he was like this. It really sucks.
Yeah.
But this helps.
Yeah. That does sound like someone you'd run with.
What's my 80-year-old?
Yeah. So what would you do, Rhett?
With shingles?
Shingles? I don't know.
Would you
Gold Top?
Would you do it? Would you get the old?
No, there's a vaccine for it. You just take the shot, you won't get shingles.
So you don't get
vaccine
shingles
for anything else?
There's lots of vaccines.
I don't know.
Measles.
Feels like a topic of conversation we should have.
So is that what we're gonna do in the summer? We're gonna have a vaccine show?
Yeah.
I think someone down in the States is having.
I think it's Everybody had chicken pox when we were kids, and everyone got it, and they're. I don't know how they do it.
It's quite a show they put on.
I mean, I glaze over instantly. They talk about it for hours on end. I don't know how. Maybe they say, well, those guys talk about bad power plays for days on end.
That's a good point. I guess there's that. Offside, hey? Big deal.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, it's video replay. Got to do it. Hey, we got a message yesterday. So is today, do we do it today? Do we need to bring our helmets today? I think so.
That's a helmet day.
I think it's full commitment.
Get your helmets on. It's a game day, Canada-US at the Four Nations thing tonight in Boston.
The thing's been good.
The Beantown will be rocking tonight.
Trying to think of a game.
So will Mackenzie. Because we got the decorations up. We got the body paint out.
Is that right?
We're ready to go.
Oh, you're the
Jello shooters.
Shoveler loves Jello shooters.
Oh, every morning.
Yeah. Wow.
Put some in her cereal. What a gal.
So you're hosting a big
massive shaker. Massive. Yeah. You guys can come.
What's on the menu? We asked you to have a story ready for today. What are your guests gonna?
I don't. These people kind of just showing up uninvited.
How do you feel about a potluck?
Ryan doesn't know what a potluck is.
No, I know what a potluck is. Come on. I just really feel like my wife's gonna be pissed off because she's gonna have to cook something that we're going to. That's how I feel about a potluck.
That is Scotland. I don't even mean this ignorantly. Because there's they have a certain style of dietary needs.
There's a division of labor that occurs at our house.
And that typically, and I don't, again, this is where I'm not trying to be, it doesn't fall in with the potluck style.
No.
Might not.
Right? And then if you bring the dish and no one touches the dish, because it's probably healthy and they want you should eat, but who the hell wants to do that?
Doing this to the kids' hands when they're going to the other potluck stuff. Don't touch it. That
right?
So
there's lots of quinoa salad here for everyone.
Yeah.
Is that fried chicken? It is. Yeah.
Mom, No.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe some chicken tonight.
The thing about the potluck, if you're hosting a potluck, you're kind of putting the fate of the event in other people's hands.
100%.
Because if the food stinks, you've brought one dish.
A lot of trust.
Again, here's the catch. You and I, very focused
We'd be fine,
on
yeah.
quality and the right things. Thought and effort go into that. Pinder couldn't get pizza delivered for the
for the party.
Oh, I was too gunned. That's we were
So there's
12
different
deep.
people have just there'd be a lot of people would be like, I don't give potluck. Great.
We'd be checking in.
Yeah.
So about the potluck,
Mm.
what are you thinking? What are you bringing? Are you just so we want to avoid any
quick
You
reminder,
and I would bring
potluck.
6 things to the potluck
Yeah.
just to make sure.
Yeah. I brought some dip, and then I brought this bread bowl that we're gonna eat some chili out of because I brought chili, and then I ordered there's chicken arriving in about half an hour, and then the pizzas shortly thereafter, and then got some cheesecake. Thank you for doing all the work for the potluck.
So back to the important stuff, the game. You dummies aren't watching, and so once again, I will be left to bring home the info tomorrow because you guys will zip through it. You're not committed.
It's true.
And you'll be doing other stupid things that don't matter.
Yeah, you're not.
This is not good timing. I'm trying to think of a game I've been more excited about in the last decade.
I
That's a
woke up
long
for a
time.
piss at 4 this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, game day.
How excited were you?
Game day.
You got to talk to
I
the
got so
Mod Medical
excited,
Clinic about that.
Yeah.
by the
Put
way.
on my Team Canada jersey. Shit.
Yeah.
Forgot it.
You've been up for a while. You should have had time to get that done.
Have you
but I'm-
talked to other people about it? Are they? I'm just wondering, what's the temperature among Canadian fans? Is there?
I think it's quite high.
Yeah.
That's the right. Temperatures are higher.
What could you be more excited about?
It's not the. I guess it's the
concern
thought
level
of the outcome.
Yeah, I think there's reason to believe it could go better than Saturday for sure. You've got Cale Makar. They don't have Charlie McAvoy. You did get a little more offense with the change in your lines you made on Monday. I think there's lots of reasons to move the needle closer to Canada, but it still feels like a coin toss. These are two awesome teams.
There's no pressure.
And I
They
wonder what
already
the,
lost. There's no
It's
pressure.
in the US,
Yeah,
yeah.
Just show
Home
up.
team's 0-6. Let's go.
Sure hope we can get through it.
Yeah. I wonder what the Americans think. I wonder if there are any Americans.
Ah, they're so humble. They wouldn't be really comfortable airing their opinions on things.
Very
They're
bashful.
quiet.
I can't wait for a 3-1 final and Ryan blames the goalie.
No, well, I mean, that would be tough for Hellebuck to let in 3. He's been so tidy in the whole tournament.
No, I think the Americans got it, boys.
Screw
They got the
you,
better
Jack.
goalie, no
You're
question.
Fired.
No question.
Fire the boss.
The beauty is that, I mean, we should have a very good game. That's, I went to the old 365 app and put a shekel or 2 down on overtime.
So there's
because
no
Should have backed
fear
I think it's a
that
close game.
Bingo has a bad one.
Of course, there's a fear. It's the same fear that Connor McDavid splits her D and goes backhand shelf and beats the best goalie in the world. I mean, both of those things could happen tonight. A
That's not
soft goal
fear,
from
that's what I
Bennington.
want. What is he talking?
Well, that would be the fear for the Americans.
Oh.
Like, we're doing everything right. And then this McDavid guy. No, he hasn't had a game where he hasn't let in a softie. That's going to hurt tonight if he does it again. Right?
So what are you guys doing for the game? Because I'm having a massive party and I'm going to get after it.
You're
I'm
cooked
going
for
to celebrate. And
tomorrow,
if we win, I'm going to cut a hole in the ice and I'm doing
You're going in.
Mm.
What happens if you lose? Jeez. Same hole. You just don't come out.
I'm used to that. That's being a Bills fan. You
Right. Life's just one crushing defeat after another. Got it. Okay.
I'm going from my house to a rink to my house to the northeast to my house,
oh wow, the game.
and that'll be about 10 p.m.
Well, the good news
You'll
is
be back around 10.
yeah, so I'll be back.
I was
on
doing
10.
some driving around on the weekend, and when Canada was playing, there's this stuff called radio, and they were replaying a morning show talking about baseball when
Yeah,
this
that
game
was
was
good.
on
I
live.
did like
And I
that.
thought, why did we leave radio? I mean, they really seems like they got their shit together.
Yeah, they're
They're the
dialed
rights
in.
holder. They have people in the building. They could literally strip the audio from the TV call, but instead I've got outdated
Stop
morning takes from the sports world. This is unbelievable.
Stop it.
Wow.
So judgy.
Monkey could run that place.
Don't
better.
you have kids that have driver's license?
Yeah, but you know what? I have one kid that has a driver's license. He's still watching the game.
Oh well.
Who-
as long
who
as
is
he's
that
not
dance
busy.
over there?
Yeah, weird how that
Jeez.
works.
You do half of it.
You
at
don't-
least.
steps.
He's driving your truck.
Ruled the roost, man.
You like driving dad's truck? Here's the rules. You're on pickup, drop off.
You got to do one or the other.
Come on, Dean. You're so soft.
Soft.
Come on.
It doesn't even phase
Kid's
him. He
running
doesn't
your
even
show.
cross his mind. He's like,
Can't say-
I'm broken down, guys.
he's a defeatist.
He is defeated.
Beat up old dog.
Don't need
I'll
to-
see it eventually.
It's never the same. You know it, and you're disappointed. I can tell. You're sloughing it off like it doesn't matter to you, but deep down, you're doing this again.
Yeah. So you remember what your therapist said not to do?
Yeah.
This whole thing?
You know,
Push it down, push it down.
So you're
I'll
telling
be
me you don't
okay
give a
catching
crap
up.
about the game.
No, I will watch it when I can sit down and watch it in its entirety.
But you know
I'll do it.
damn
Are
well
you gonna
that's
stay radio
not
dark?
the same. Even though I pulled it off on Saturday night,
Exactly.
I went radio. It's still not the same.
True. Now, here's the thing. He can go radio dark just like you can, because you can play the I'm a celebrity, your people are below me, and just blow through crowds.
Well, I am.
Dean
a
doesn't like
celebrity,
people. He's
you
going to
people
avoid
are
people to
below
begin
me.
with.
Mhm.
I'm hooped for that. There's no way I can.
It's true. Your social interactions are.
You're
Way
so
up.
outgoing and fun.
think about Pareko?
Yeah,
Shut up.
Shut it.
So
You should get
popular.
a hat. Shut the up.
Because that's how that works
That's
when
what
you're
they
out,
have.
right? As people are just approaching you, you're not engaging in others.
It's all the above. They
Right.
know I'm an approacher, and they're like, that guy loves to talk. I'll go
You
chat
know
with him.
what? I'm
Oh, Dean, I hear he's not social. I'll avoid him. He looks angry and mad.
slight change of topic. You're a terrible coach.
Is that right?
Well, you're thinking about the Canada game. You're not
I've already
you
got the
got a
lines. Want
big
the lines?
kids,
Right here.
U9,
Yes.
your U11 game. Glen Lake, they're probably paying you under the table to coach this team.
There's the lines right there.
Right.
You got the lines done already today.
Time to go to
Hey?
the Insider
There we
Hotline.
are.
It's a presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. The crystal clear choice for home comfort. Now that the weather it's warming up, maybe this is the time. You got through a cold spell. You're like, I can't do this again. But we can't get it fixed right now because what if we're without hot water? What if we're without heat for a couple days?
That
Can't
would be
do it.
good.
403-219-4100. Check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com. As we are joined by our good friend, Jamie McLennan with TSN, who
He's not in Boston. Look at this.
He's not in
his
Boston.
Super fancy living room again.
he's not in Alberta, but he does, like all of us, has some angst today.
Mm.
I have angst. It's not good. It's not good.
Are you gripping? What's going on, Noodles?
So I had to fly to Edmonton for a business meeting on Tuesday morning. So I flew in late Monday night. Obviously, there was that plane crash.
Right. That's always
We-
good.
I'm done
we
flying.
literally flew out like 5 hours after it, which was kind of weird. The whole, and I land yesterday at a 6 a.m. flight. And I fly like 140 times a year, like literally.
Jeez.
I park in the exact same spot every time. I get down there, car's gone.
Lifted those bastards.
Yeah. And
They're good at it too. I've heard the cops. There's a cop on my team. He goes, "These guys are unbelievable. It's picked up. It's gone. It's
Well, were you driving Rhett's Honda from the early 90s? Because you could just start it without a key.
yeah, it had wouldn't you have you had a screwdriver for a starter, right?
That's right.
But it was my wife's car. So she was driving mine because mine's better. The Tesla's better in snow than the Range Rover. And so that was it. So
Wow.
yeah, not good.
and so your face goes.
Well, I'm at first you're like, why is there a car like a red Mustang parked in the spot that I parked in? You're like,
Nice spot.
okay. And then anyways, it didn't go, so you go in and you're talking to the police are unbelievable, but they're like, oh yeah, this happens all the time. I'm like, yeah, that's not a good, you're not building confidence here anyway. So it's been, as you can imagine, it happens. It happens all in
Happens a lot at old Lester B. Pearson. I heard.
What's that?
I heard it happens a lot out in the.
Yeah,
GTA.
I apparently it does because there was not a, there was 3 officers behind the glass there. None of them had a surprise face on. None of them were like, "Oh my God, what do we do?" Like it was like, okay, yeah. Like,
today.
and the frustrating part, I called my wife and she goes, "Well, maybe you parked in a different spot." I go, "Yeah, like that was right away." You're just like, okay, click. Like I'm not even going to deal with that conversation.
Jeez.
Like you're just It's not even like, hey, lost service. You just hang that phone up because you're not gonna. And then I go to the officer. He's like, "Are you sure you're parked in that spot?" I go, "You know my wife?" I said, "She could do that too."
You just talking?
So he kind of chuckled, but we had to verify that it left on the day before when I wasn't there. So, anyways, it was. I've been in one for a day, but it's fine. There's not.
I can tell you what's almost as bad, because you got to deal with this long term. Is getting the phone call at like midnight. Someone had landed, and vehicle's gone. Kev,
Yeah,
stolen. Oh man, can you come get me? Sure, I'll come get you.
So what are
2 levels lower?
Oh, so then they just didn't park. Thing is I know where I park. Like, that's the thing. I don't need to take a picture of it. Like, I travel that often.
That's the spot.
That's the
spot is I go down very low where nobody parks, and then I park in that area in a wheelhouse of about 5 spots. I know that area because there's a stairs that goes right up. All you have to do is walk 4 flights of stairs. Big deal. So I park in the same spot all the time.
Yeah.
But that was the question from everybody. It's like, well, maybe you parked in a different spot. I'm like, well, maybe, or maybe it got stolen. And I said, it's the latter because I'm not a moron. I know exactly where I park every time.
So the person I picked up is a moron.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't travel that much, I understand. But the thing is if you talk to people who travel a lot, they're habitual. Like they do the same thing all the time. I'm a habitual person. I do the same thing all the time because that way you don't have to figure it out. If I'm in a different country, a different area code, then yeah, okay, where's my car? Not, the airport that's 15 minutes away from my house. So it is what it is. You know what? Like,
that shit, man. You real lots.
That's the Canada we live in, but it happens in the U.S. It happens everywhere. It happens all over this world.
It's
right
a big problem, not Sarah. There's a massive rash of that occurring, and it's not at the same level at all here. Like, people have their keys in boxes out there so that the cars can't get. Like, it's wild.
Yeah, didn't Ford say if you could just leave your keys right by your front door?
Well, and
because
Mitch
if people
Marner
break into your house,
carjacked on the 401 when he was driving.
Actually, Trudeau came out and actually said that they had like a thing saying like, just, if people are, having these breaking and entering at night, just leave your keys at the front step or front door because that's what they want. Yeah, they only want or maybe you could clamp down on crime. That might help too.
Sounds pretty hard.
Anyways, I'm not going to get into the political debate. We're talking about hockey, and let's have some positive thoughts here. What are we dealing with?
That sounds great, Noodles. Big game tonight. Are you excited?
I am, and I honestly, I might be in the mind. Like, I have to fully admit, I thought this tournament was a joke, and I think I told you guys this. I was like, it's not best on best because Draisaitl and Vasilevsky and all these guys are not playing. So I was bullish on that. I thought it was going to be a glorified all-star game where guys are, I'm not going to really block shots. I'm not going to go the second effort. Saturday night blew my mind. I think it blew the hockey world's mind. You're like, these guys are playing for keeps. That was really cool to watch, especially when fighting is not prevalent. And I'm not waving the fighting flag. What I am waving is the compete flag. And I was really impressed with that. So I've been wrong on every front when it comes to this tournament. I will say this. I think Canada wins tonight. And there's a couple different factors. The reason being is it's tough in these small tournaments to beat the same team twice. It really is. Like you see, the rematch, teams adjust. Team USA's banged up more than Canada. You look at McAvoy, which it has to be a separate conversation. This Don Sweeney's pissed because I don't know what it sounds like. This is my interpretation. It sounds like the doctors shot up his shoulder or something and that got infected. I don't know what went down.
There, done that. No good. Sucks.
And he got hurt in the Finland game, which was on Thursday ahead of the Canada game. So they let him play, shot him up, then it gets infected.
Yeah.
And the team releasing the press release is a big thing because it wasn't Team USA saying he's done. It was the Bruins basically saying these guys screwed it up.
Yeah. And they're pissed about it because which is weird because I believe the Minnesota Wild doctors are the doctors for Doc Burns. he's unbelievable. I had him in Minnesota. He's unbelievable. But, from a management standpoint, Don Sweeney's on the Canadian side.
Mhm.
Like, I wonder if they decided before the tournament, like, you're not talking to your players on other teams type of thing. I don't know don't you think Don Sweeney would be part of like, hey, your players getting shot up, or how your players having this procedure done before the game? Like, maybe he wasn't aware of it just based on he's not talking to anybody not in his country. I don't know.
Or he might just be pissed because something like that, getting shot up, is not the oddest of things
Right.
to happen.
It happens all the time.
Right. And so all of a sudden it turns into something, and it's like, well, honestly, I did it. And Daryl, it was before the season started. We were flying to Minnesota, and Daryl basically told the trainers and the doctors, if he can't play, you're all fired. Well, I played it up right till game time. Oh, I'm dying, Mo. I don't know if I can go.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: that's not an elimination game. It's a round robin game. They made that decision for. You could have given Charlie McAvoy a week.
Yeah, but you don't know what it is.
No, sure. I just
Like,
mean so in a tournament game that is not win or lose, you've already collected 3 points. You're top of the table. Rather than figure out how serious it is and what the timeline is, it's just shoot them up, and now it's infected. Like, I can see why they're pissed.
Well, I think about this. Let's remove our Four Nations hat right now. Think of the business of the NHL. So the Jacobs family is going, we're trying to make a play. They're in one. They're out of the playoff picture, but right there, right? If they end up missing the playoffs by 2 points and McAvoy's not available to them for a month, like, that's playoff gate out of their pocket. You look at it, we're all focused on the Four Nations, which rightfully so. But come Saturday at 1:00, you're back to your club team, and it's game on for a sprint to the playoffs. And you've got Shea Theodore's got the broken wrist. So it's like, okay, Vegas is in one. Like, they're trying to, win the Pacific. They're trying to compete. McAvoy, Boston's in one.
Chuck and Matthews are both going to be
Chuck brothers, like Brady, they're trying to make the playoffs for the first time and whatever. If Brady's not 100% and he's got to take a week, like, there's serious ramifications. And you have to think the NHL has knocked it out of the park here on one level. Because you watch that NBA debacle on the weekend, like, there was a mascot playing in the celebrity game.
Loved it. I loved it. The hockey game was so intense, and the whole sport world was talking about it. And the NBA All-Star bullshit was going on. It was
I turned it on, and there was like some pop singer, like, just chopping it up. Like, they were giving him free shots. He couldn't make it. And then all of a sudden there's like a mascot that looked like Wile E. Coyote, like, checking him. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? You turn the channel and like the Kachuk brothers are fighting. Like, it was just, it couldn't have been worse timing for the NBA and the NHL as far as converse, but it's good for hockey. But that being said, now you've got potential injuries, and who knows what's going to happen tonight, because guys might be laying it on the line. You've got GMs that are probably just sitting there going, please, not my guy, and I don't know if Austin Matthews is at 100%. It sounded like Mike Sullivan kind of slipped the other day. It was like, yeah, McAvoy and Matthews aren't going to play some upper body. And then the insiders out here in Toronto are like, oh, no, they're just resting. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on with Matthews, but he says he's playing. If he re-aggravates what's been going on with him this year, like, the Leafs could be in one down the stretch. So it's to me, this Four Nations is amazing. But come tomorrow, when the club team business hat goes back on, you're going to have some teams that are going to have some angst.
Olympics next year, bigger tournament, more teams, more players involved. It's the necessary evil if you want to do best on best. You want to grow the game, which this clearly is done, because people are talking about hockey that haven't been.
Yeah, it just, I mean, I got to be honest, I am fired up for tonight. Like, it's just, we'll see how it goes. I don't care about the anthems and stuff like that. I just want to see the hockey. Like, I just, I've always felt, and maybe I'm in the minority about this, is just, I've always felt like sports have been an escape. And now what's happened is now there's crossover because of the temperature of the world. And, to me, I'm like, I think Gary Bettman is brilliant.
He puts this on. He gets in front of Trump. He has Trump threaten Canada with tariffs and taking over the whole damn. I think it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, I know we don't want to
Don't
mix
play
politics
best on
and
best
sports,
for a decade.
but this
Genius.
is amazing stuff by Gary.
It's great theater. But I want to watch hockey. Like that's the thing. I want to watch intense hockey. And this was, that was amazing hockey the other night. Like amazing hockey. And I just feel, getting back to the actual hockey, this might be a McDavid night. This might be where it's like, okay, I feel like right now, if you had an MVP, it's Crosby. I feel like Crosby's just shown up. And
for the Canadians?
What's that?
For the whole tournament or the Canadians?
Well, for the Canadians, I feel like Crosby, that's one of the best empty net goals I've ever seen, where it's like, I've had enough. He came off that bench, is like, enough with this nonsense. I'm going to run Granlund and then bury it in the empty net, and we're not messing with, them getting close to a tie. And it was just like a statement kind of leadership thing. But I feel like tonight could be a platform for where 97 goes, it's my turn to kind of, on the big stage, grab it. Because, in Game 7 last year, McDavid was neutralized.
Yeah,
he had, Florida was just all over him. There was no time and space. He had one chance with about, 5 minutes left in the third, and that backdoor kind of play, he was jamming away. Other than that, Florida smothered him, and he didn't have much in the tank in that Game 7. To me, somebody's got a platform game where it's like, okay, let's see what you got here. We already know what McKinnon's done on the big stage. Sid's done it and all that. Binnington's won a Game 7 on the road in that building. Let's see if he can do it again. Obviously, goaltending is the front and center, because he's allowed at least one bad goal a game. But they've made it there, and that's all you can ask for.
Give us more on the goalies, because you could argue this is the best in the world against maybe the worst starter in the tournament.
Well, I mean, Kevin Lankinen,
Saros you'd take ahead of him, wouldn't you?
What's that?
You'd take Saros ahead of Binnington, wouldn't you?
I would, just based on talent, not based on this season. Like Saros just, against who was that? Against the U.S., in the third period, he came out with no pads on. Like, it was 2-1. And all of a sudden, it was like 5-1. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, it was just, they fell apart, but he fell apart. And I didn't see that coming. But you're right. I think Binnington, it's weird. He's kind of built for this. He's got that swagger. You remember the comments in 2019 where he's like, do I look nervous? All of that type of stuff. Like, yeah, all he has to do is not lose them the game tonight. He's got to make the saves that he should. I think Canada, if they lose 2-1, that's not on him. That's on, them not getting enough goals, and maybe Hellebuck stands on his head on the other side. But he can't have a Gensel goal. That Gensel goal was a back-breaking goal at that moment of the game.
Yep.
McDavid goes end to end. They've had the fights. The building's roof was coming off. And then you give up that Gensel goal, and all the air came out of the building.
And that was a 2-1 game, Noodles. Like, they don't get that bad goal. You're up 1-0. The Americans can't just be content to flip it out to neutral ice the rest of the night.
Exactly.
Like, these are low-scoring games. The last time these two countries played each other prior to Saturday was a 1-0 game in Sochi. Carey Price was in net. There's a huge step back from that here.
Yeah, so you're right. Like, he cannot have the Lindell goal, the Gensel goal, the Adrian Kempe goal. Those are straight shots that are beating him. You can argue other goals, but I'm just saying one goal per game I can circle and go, can't have that tonight. So if he doesn't have one of those goals, I think Canada's got a really good chance. You get a banged up American team. You got adjustments. I think John Cooper putting Braden Point with McDavid was brilliant. Marner, his pace is just different than McDavid. Marner's more, methodical, and Point's a speedster. I do believe that they miss Hyman. Like, I feel like Hyman would have been a guy that worked well there as far as getting the puck. But Mark Stone, he's the ugliest skater in the tournament, but he gets it done. He's such I love the guy. He's just it's an unmade bed watching him, but he gets it done. And so I think the Canadian adjustments have been pretty good.
The whole thing comes down to, and we saw it on Saturday, and I've said this a number of times, is that the players clearly care.
Yes.
If they were just, oh, well, yeah, let's play for our country, that sort of thing. I didn't anticipate there being this type of pride. And even Brandon Hagel the other day, that wasn't for the cameras. That was for the flag. These kids, they're all in, and we're right from the drop. And I wondered, going into the tournament, because I was with you, I'm like, I don't know, it's what is this thing? What will it be? And all the players were saying the right things. And I almost wondered if that was a Bettman thing. It's like, let's
lip service,
bump it up.
Let's all be positive about it, and let's share a good message and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But there was, right from the start of game one, there's been no doubt what this means to these players,
which is very cool, because I didn't see that coming. I'm sorry. Maybe I was in the minority. I just was like, I was so down on this tournament. I feel bad, because I actually for about a month just bagged on it, because I kept saying on our show, they'd be like, well, best on best. I'm like, no, not best on best. Sorry, Draisaitl.
You got to forget about Draisaitl. Germany's no good at hockey. They're not going to be a top 8 team at the Olympics. The Olympics are best on best. You got to drop the Draisaitl.
Well, I mean,
like,
okay,
what?
so go
Russia,
down
right?
the,
Like, Russia's a thing, but even you look at the last 10 big international tournaments, Russia's got nothing.
well,
It was silver in Nagano. That's
you could
it.
do a Russia team right now that would compete with these other
Tell me
teams.
about their centers. Like, it's aging Malkin, it's
we don't need to get too
Barbashev.
deep,
It's like they're not good down the middle. It's like they're a third or fourth place team in this tournament.
Depends.
You
I
gotta
don't
win
know.
one game.
anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I still take Vasilevsky out of all of them, but that's just me.
You could
But
take 4 of those guys. Yeah, like the goalie's not the problem in Russia.
But I just, like I say, you got Kucherov, who could be he won the Hart last year, not playing. That's not best on best. You need if you're going to go best players in the world, there's probably 4 or 5 missing from this tournament.
I just find that so silly, because like we watch the Ryder Cup and you're like, this is one of the greatest sport events, and it's the Europeans against the Americans, and you get all this passion and fan bases and guys showing emotions, and the care levels through the roof. Not one person goes to Ryder Cup, yeah, there's no Australians here.
Are Australians good at golf?
Yeah, I mean, Jason Day would be a world number 1. Like, it's just
He's not number 1.
At one point of his career was. My point being is that like no one was ever like, man, this Ryder Cup, if you had more players, no, like it's great as it is. Let this rivalry happen between Canada and USA.
So
they're the top 2 hockey nations
You're
on
being an
earth.
ass, and he actually apologizing because he said I was poo-pooing it. I didn't think it was good.
Yeah, and
I still don't think it is
and
best.
as I'm down, what you're doing is kicking me in the nuts as you walk
Yes.
by.
I've had to deal with this for 6 months. I was the lone guy that thought this was going to be
do
good.
you want us to bow to your?
No,
Okay,
I
you're
didn't
right.
get it.
I
Like,
was wrong.
no Draisaitl, who cares?
I-
Germans are good.
Yeah, you're
I
good
still-
looking. I'm not good looking. You were right. I was wrong. You're a good person. We're all terrible.
But
You know when to stop. When's it enough?
I guess my point being is I was down on it, and I've loved it, and I think it's been a magical success, which I just didn't see coming. But the pride in the players, and maybe just playing a unique tournament, just playing for your country, to me that something went on for those guys when they walked through the door and saw the flag on their jersey. And I loved Hagel's comments. It's an indirect shot at Tkachuk going, we don't need this for the camera. We don't need group chats. And Tkachuk coming back. I guess they don't like each other. Like, to me, there is some animosity, but there already was. Like, guys hate Matthew Tkachuk. Hagel's had to play against
Florida,
them because
Tampa.
they're Tampa, Florida. Like, I love that stuff, and I think it's great. But it's also shone a light on some guys who are a little bit shy, haven't been really effective 5-on-5. And you're like, okay, where was Jack Hughes been pretty quiet? Like you're
Marner.
looking at, Marner, yes, 5-on-5. Yes, he had the overtime goal, but that's a 3-on-3 situation. Like, so you're, conversely, you can pull a lot of positives from it. And then now you start to look at it from the lens of like individual going, okay, that guy really hasn't been visible. That guy hasn't. But in a 1-game scenario, somebody could be a hero tonight. And let's see who it is.
I love that it has opened eyes for, and I mean, I can't imagine there's a bunch of chatter about this in Sweden or Germany or over in Europe anywhere.
Right.
But in North America, it has reestablished Canada the sport
Yes.
as a big deal, in my opinion.
I think in Sweden and Finland, that's just like here. It's the first time in a decade you've seen your best players all on one team, so they would be jacked. But more if you're in the final for sure.
It's just cool because what it is for me is a prelude. So we're probably going to run a segment Friday or Monday going, are you on the team or not? You're already picking the the Olympic team next year, based on some of the guys that played in this tournament. Like Brandon Hagel has done a lot for his stock just from the outside. Tampa knows how good they have in a player, but I don't think everybody in Canada, a Canucks fan sitting in Vancouver who hasn't watched Tampa play that much, goes, man, that Hagel's a bastard to play against. And he's skilled. Oh, by the way, the guy gets 30 some goals a year and 75 points last year. Like you realize, and he's hard to play against. Some of these guys, their stock has risen just in our minds from watching them in this tournament. I think that's what's really cool too.
Thomas Harley on that team. That's a good one for the segment.
God,
save that one.
I thought he was great.
I thought he played really well. You get dragged up, you get dragged into the situation. You either, you sink or swim. Mm-hmm. He's a good skater. He handles the puck well. He didn't look out of place. To me, there's guys that you got to understand too. International hockey is a lot different than this. And this is also NHL format too, right? So you get the international hockey, ice is different and all that. So you have to build a team for international hockey as opposed to this Four Nations. So that's where you start to think, okay, is this guy a skater? It's going to be less physical. You're not going to see fights because I think you get kicked out of a game, right? So the thought process, you're not just going to grab that team and go, that team's winning gold. You're going, this team, won the Four Nations, whether it's US or Canada. And now how does that adapt to international hockey?
Who's reffing? Because international refs are horseshit.
Well, yeah, you've got some guy with a camera on his head and he's floating around out there going, hey, watch that stick. Or, a stick gets close to somebody, they blow it down. I've always liked NHL refs. For the most part, a lot of them have a decent feel for the game. The argument comes back to if it's a penalty, call a penalty, whether it's game 7 or a Tuesday night in November. I still think you need a feel for the game. There was a penalty called after those fights, right? Was there
one each?
Yeah, one each. You pretty much you got to do something egregious out there to get a call, but I don't mind that. Just let them play, let them decide the game. Unless it's something stupid, then you got to call it.
So popcorn, Cove, bar, what do you I'm having a frickin' party. I went from this is a stupid tournament to I'm having people over. I'm going to put my jersey on. I'm ready to go.
Really?
Jumping in the lake. He's all set up.
Saturday night, I went and met my good friend Mike Dick, Moby, the Marlies. And we, a few drinks and ended up going out and to a pub. And, Moby coaches the Toronto Marlies. Yeah. So AHL and he's a beauty anyway. So we went, but tonight I had planned to meet with a buddy tonight and he just had to bail. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just take it in on my couch. I'm not sure. It was supposed to be more of a scheduled dinner, drinks, watching in a bar. And now I might just do it at home here. So we'll see. But I'm pretty fired up.
Deke took his kid to Montreal for the Saturday games.
Wow.
Nice
he's
move.
got deep pockets, though.
He's
got deep pockets and
wealthy.
You got somebody with some money. You fly into Montreal. You buy a ticket there, whatever it takes. And you know what? It would be very cool to take your child and have an experience like that. Do a father-son, do a father-daughter, anything. I did have an opportunity to go to this game, even through the network and that, but I just, at the end of the day, it'd be nice to sit and watch it and just be a fan instead of have to, break it down after the game type of thing.
You're worried about your car at Pearson. I feel you.
Yeah,
exactly. I'll be taking a rickshaw. Down to Pearson. Be a guy running down the highway. I'll be, sitting behind him, or I might take over the rickshaw. I did that once at Cowboys years ago. It wasn't good.
All those injuries you brought up, concerning for teams getting in. I think Matthews should go sit on IR and the Leafs should use the cap space, but whatever. The biggest injury announced probably over the course of the last 10 days is Demko. What the F is going on?
It's the weirdest thing. I think last year, everything that could have gone right for Vancouver went right. They just, everything fell into place. They just mowed along. Tocchet was coach of the year type of thing, all of that, right? This year, everything that could go wrong has kind of just snowballed, but they're still in a playoff spot. That's the crazy thing. I think they would be best served to treat Thatcher Demko like a bonus. If he's available to us, that's a bonus. But because I love him as a goaltender, you guys know, but can you rely on him? Like the guy now, that's the third injury this year because he started the season with the behind the knee, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So he started late. Then he came back and he fell, I believe, on his tailbone or something, right? And then came out. And then he left against the Leafs. And Lankinen came in and won that game 2-1. So I don't know if he's re-aggravated. I don't know if whatever it is. But if you're Rick Tocchet, I almost feel like he has to say to the trainers, just let me know when he can play. I can't build my daily plan around it because you get your hopes up. And Lankinen's played very well for them. He has not been the problem. If anything, he could arguably be their MVP as far as a guy that you did not expect on your bingo card to be a starter for them. So I don't know what they do. You've had the Miller-Pettersson circus, and they trade Miller. Pettersson has a terrible tournament. I don't know, that, if anything, I felt like he could use this tournament to springboard. And, he played 9 minutes his last game there. And
earned the 9 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if he goes back to Vancouver and somehow gets it on the rails, then they've got a bunch of what ifs. Yeah. What if Pettersson could going? What if Demko could get going? Hughes is a question mark, but he's going to play. And if Hughes drags them into the playoffs like he has been right now, that's MVP caliber for me. That's Hart nominations, because that has been an absolute circus out there. So there's lots of pressure on Pettersson. There's lots of pressure on that group to get it done, even though there's been so many things that have been going on. I don't know how you feel about it. I look at that Vancouver team, and it's been almost like a Netflix special this year.
I would pay less attention to it if the Flames weren't the ones trying to track them down now. That's where you look at it, you go, oh, Demko's out. Was that a chance for the Flames to, because they were playing good?
They are. There's 100% chance for the Flames to be right there. Although I did not like the way that they, Lieutenant Dan rolled into the break. It was ridiculous. They just packed it in that last game. Were they up 2-0 or 2-0
with 10 less than
7 or 8 minutes left?
Gross.
That was, they
first 2-goal lead they've blown all year too.
Well, that's the thing, that their heads were in Cabos and Lucas, where that last 10 minutes of the period there, and you pissed away at least 1 point, but two for, maybe two, but one for sure, because you got to get that to overtime. You get one. I don't know. They got to find a way to hit the ground running and have that resurgence. I don't think Connie's done either. I think Connie might be, continuing trying to reshuffle some players and maybe add to it.
If Piggy would get his fingers out of the pie here and just let Connie cook a little bit. I know Iggy's in there yelling at him, giving him shit all the time. Just stop it, Jerome. Stop it.
I spent the weekend with Jerome last weekend. He was very good. He loves the team, loves everything. Iggy's Iggy. What I love about management teams, and Iggy will never, talk state secrets. He's, that, and I wouldn't expect him to. That's the thing. There are lines now in our friendships regarding business and pleasure. But what I love about management teams, especially Connie and Iggy, they're two different voices. Oh, yeah. So what they were like when we played with them. They would argue about the color of this can. Those two.
It's like the show.
You have deciphering. So to me, the best management groups are people that don't see the world the same way.
Yeah.
You get a management group. Do you remember Edmonton for 10 years? It was the boys on the bus. It was Lowe and Pendergrass and McTavish, and they all were the same same thought the same way. So they were in on the same players and going, we got to have this. Like, to me, you want differing opinions in the room. And then ultimately Connie makes the decision because that's, he's got to take that to ownership. I love that. I think that's what's important for any type of management group, is having differing opinions so that it pulls you out of your comfort zone and you think outside the box. So I think the Flames management group has done a really good job. And Connie's, the head of that, and you can call him brains of it, because he's been there for 10 years. Like, he knows exactly what this organization and where he wants to take it and what he believes it needs. So I thought he's done an unbelievable job.
Do you have any kind of a sense of confidence about getting your vehicle back, or what's the?
So I had this anti-theft system independent called like Tag or something. They put these like trackers in it. They hide them or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I talked to the guy this morning, and he was like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, he's like, we know where it is. We're 30 minutes out. We got 2 cars heading there. And I was like,
camera on this guy.
And I don't know. Like, I feel like, I said to him, like, was there a chance? And he goes, well, we can't go in there. He gave me an example. He goes, we found one yesterday that had been taken, and it was in a storage container already. And he said, what we do is we go sit there, we call the police go in or whatever. But he goes, also, these people, they know where they are, they can find, and they disconnect them and they throw them somewhere. So he goes, we could be going to a ditch. We never know.
You're going to a dumpster. I got bad news. They've done this before.
Yeah. But he said, like, he was fired up. Like, I'm talking to him on the phone, but I could envision a guy, like a burly guy with a beard and maybe like a ponytail or something. And he's like, I'm going. And I said, is this like an episode of Dog the Bounty Hunter? He goes, that's exactly it. Like, he was jacked.
Yes.
Like, we're on our way, 30 minutes out. We've already deployed a car. So they're an independent security company, right? I was like, all right. He's like, we'll keep you posted. I'm like, okay, but they can't interact. Apparently they just like find it and then do whatever. So I don't know. I mean, my level of confidence, 50%.
Wow, that seems high. Jeez. Good luck.
I should. And the officers I talked to, they were kind of leaning more towards 0%.
Yes.
So
they've seen this more than you.
You're a glass half full guy, Noodles. We love you. So positive.
I just, what I'm thankful for? You see all these, like, that it wasn't my family in it. And somebody, these carjackings and stuff like that. Like, that's scary to me.
And you didn't have any like Slayer cassettes or anything cherished in that vehicle, would you?
Not really. I mean, it's my wife, so I don't know what was like. I don't think
a little lip gloss.
Yeah.
You know what? I was laughing. I said, yeah, there was 8 clubs, eight bags of golf bags or whatever. I don't even know what the golf bags. And there was 4 computers, and there was all this stuff in the trunk. No, there was nothing. I mean, I'm not like that. You joke around about it. It is serious business, but I'm at a point now where it's like, there's nothing you can do. If it shows up, it shows up. If it doesn't, then, you move on and you get a station wagon with wood siding so nobody steals it.
Nobody's borrowing that.
That's right.
Unless you leave the keys in it like Rhett with the screwdriver and you just say, go ahead. So,
enjoy the game tonight. You're calling Canada. Is that what I heard?
I am calling Canada, but, as Pinder will point out, I've been wrong about everything. So I'm hoping that I'm not.
This whole tournament, Jamie. That's
it's not that you're wrong. It's that he's right about everything.
Yeah.
And he deserves flowers for that. You got to give him his flowers.
I get no flowers here. That's why I have to do that.
Pizza today.
Beaten over the head for 6 months about being right.
Yeah.
Well, you are right. And in this instance, you deserve all the credit for it. All right.
Thanks, Noodles.
All right, guys.
Thanks, pal. There you go. Noodles on the Insider Hotline, a presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. If you are a barn burner customer, which means if you're watching and you're listening, you know what I mean. Need a new hot water tank, AC, furnace, discounts and upgrades up to $1,000 in value. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, 403-219-4100, online crystalclearcalgary.com. Noodles. That sucks.
The card thing is crazy out there. Like, I didn't realize how bad it was.
Oh, it's awful.
We We
Well,
were out there a
those,
couple summers ago staying with friends, and they had a
yeah.
whole system set up with a kill switch and alarms that are hidden and fake sensors. Like they literally at 3 a.m., people are prowling certain neighborhoods every night, just lifting cars.
And I feel like that brand that's a hot ticket, the Range Rover.
Yep. Those do well when you get them in container ships over to other continents.
Send them over somewhere, make a tidy dollar. Although I guess profit would be 100%.
A lot of travel in there, though. A lot of travel.
Yeah.
Well, you got to ship those things.
Someone was telling me this anecdote where they had this, you could press the button to talk with
the guy,
and somehow they called like whatever brand of car was like, yeah, we'll try to connect with that inner system. And some guy like Arabic language, like, oh god damn it, it's not even close to Canada. It's already like, fuck, no, this thing's in Cairo.
It was here 6 hours ago.
Oh, how did they do it so quick?
How was it there already? Some Flames news, which again stems back to yesterday, and
somebody being right.
It was weird yesterday.
Just somebody was very curious what the H.
Yeah,
and the tea leaves were telling you that Tyson Barrie was not playing a lot, and it wasn't going to get better because Solovyov came up, and they wanted to see more of him.
Yeah.
So when you have 10 theoretical defensemen up at the same time, you're probably shedding some.
Looks like TB8 is a thing of the past for the Flames, potentially here, as he has been placed on waivers by the Flames.
TB8, TBD.
I feel bad for both. Well, I feel bad for him personally because I can imagine the day it's over, right?
He's going to go to Europe and dominate. Hopefully, that would be the move.
Well, maybe if he chooses, but it's
chosen
also
already.
not.
But it's also
you're getting the news,
Yeah.
and it's right in front of your face, and everything you've ever done and known is about to change and end.
Well, and remember the last few years, it's been unusual because he went from like power play merchant with the Oilers to into that Ekholm deal. And you're like, you got to give up some salary, and Nashville's getting a good power play defenseman. And you're like, maybe there was a lot of McDavid Draisaitl secondary helpers in there because it didn't go well in Nashville. He was available the whole second half of last year. Nobody wanted him. They had to wait for that salary to come off. He arrives on a PTO, which feels like last chance. And then I'm going to look it up, but like how many times he played since mid-November? Like 3 maybe?
Well, he went to the he's probably played more in the minors.
He had a couple games on a conditioning stint.
Yeah, like Ball's injury got him some games, but yeah, he went on the conditioning stint and then came back and played a little bit. But boy, there was some bad video of his foot speed.
Yeah, the
upon
Alexei
his
Protas
return.
goal was ugly. Washington, or
Well,
just
even-
looked like he had afterburners going
Even
by.
Reeves
Yeah.
Reeves kind of went right through him.
That's
in
not-
that
sometimes
Leafs
you
game.
let him go.
So I mean, T's and P's for Tyson Barrie. Good news for the young, as both Solovyov and Kuznetsov came in. Young, you want young players? You want young guys? Young guys are here.
Played 4 games since November 12th.
Yeah.
Like the writing was on the wall here, especially when you're hearing the reviews you've been hearing about Solovyov and you look at his size and he's a left shot. The other thing with Tyson I felt bad for is they're just locked up on the right. He's not a top 4 defenseman, and the one immovable guy in the third pair has been Braden Pahal. And so he's playing his offside after playing a decade and a half on his right side. You're asking, go play third pair on the left side. Like,
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit. Why don't you move Pahal? Do you move him around? I don't know. If you
Pahal's
know
not
what,
top 4 either,
if you know what he is, we talk about put him in a position to succeed. Don't play play that third pair, play where you are because we like you in that role. You've excelled as much as one can in that role. You've been very good. We're not going to ask more out of you and then be disappointed and then have you go back. It's probably sound judgment, I would think.
makes sense. And whether I haven't seen the details, whether this is a waivers for the purpose of mutual termination or if you think another club might kick tires, but talking after seeing the 10D, I was asking around they think like they'd lose a Hanley or a Miramanov on waivers. I don't think they're concerned about losing a Barrie, and they do want to see Solovyov.
There you go. Good young D, Rhett. I know you love it.
Are they?
Well, I mean,
better than
what you
I guess
want.
we'll find out.
Can you come play the left side of the third pair? Like that's not a high bar here.
And good. I mean, there's some guys playing at Trico at 11:15 last night.
Really can move it.
Better than those guys.
Mm.
Those guys not great.
As is Barrie.
Yeah. Poor Barrie.
Barrie.
I don't feel too bad for him. He's had a good career.
He's had a
made
nice
some
run.
dough.
Just looking here how long it's been.
A long time.
Real good Avalanche.
Yeah.
Pretty high profile swap to the Leafs.
That's right. Yeah.
He's 33. She broke into the league with age 20.
That's when it ends. 33.
33.
Can't get
Let's
past.
remember that when we're extending guys on contracts.
Yeah.
33.
Would like to say a big thank you to the Hearing Loss Clinic.
Mm.
The Hearing Loss Clinic, the official ear hole sound provider
Fixer upper.
of the Barn Burner podcast.
Ow. That's really
That's
loud.
not
Is
nice.
I mean, of all we've told you about, of course, you go in with your hearing. Or how's your hearing? Well, we don't know. We'll go in and get it checked. It might be better than you think. It might be worse than you think. Well, also hearing protection.
Mm.
You know, if you're out there running a kind of thing, you're going to want some stuff in there.
Or you're going to
yeah, if you're doing
that
this
too.
kind of thing, if you're raising the roof, if you're you got to have some stuff in there. Also, if you need to be doing a bit of this, if part of your job, maybe you got to have some of this stuff. You're a rock and roller. If you're a rock and roll star, which really is, we've talked about it, that we are wearing them.
Rockstars.
Is one of the greatest examples of overkill, maybe that I can think of.
What are you talking about? I'm on my way.
real musicians.
That's a rock star. I don't know what you're talking about. You got lots of guitars.
Rappers and rock and just pop musicians. These are what they wear. Even take it down a little bit. Broadcasters, professional in stadiums where there's so much noise.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Rudy, also from the Hearing Loss Clinic, he's wearing some of these during the broadcasts because he's in the rink and it's loud. He's got to be doing stuff.
Got to hear the feed. Yeah.
All you and I have to do is listen to Pinder.
Well, that's why.
Just go with the clay. Plug it right up.
And actually, it's been the shits for that because I'm actually hearing Pinder more
Much
clearly
better.
than ever.
Yeah.
But they are awesome. It's just a part of what they do. We've talked about it for a long time. Travis and Sabrina, they're out there in the community trying to help people, doing the right things. And it's one of the lost things. We go to the dentist, we go to the doctor, get your eyes checked and all that. I don't think we get our hearing checked near as often as we absolutely should, because it can really change your way of life. Hearingloss.ca is the website. And I'm not sure if you can get these because they have our Barn Burner logo on one side.
Retail for a very high number with those Barn Burner logos.
Hearing loss. Yeah, you could ask for them, I guess. Can I get the Barn Burner heary things?
Eminem's going to slide through and get some Barn Burner ones for his next tour.
Yeah. Good.
Trendsetters. It's us. Hearingloss.ca. How's your hearing?
Mine's good.
It's good, eh?
Yeah, I got it checked.
Good until he was whacking you with his pen.
He did it on purpose.
Because we got, and we have the vid. We'll get the vid for you. They take that, I always call it sputz. I don't know what the word is, but
it's a wax.
They cram stuff in there and then it sits there and then
Hardy's.
And it's, I mean, these things, they look like they just sit. It's like into here. Like it goes.
So he's touching my spine.
Yeah, like it's not
way
falling
in there.
out. It's tremendous.
That's why I didn't, when you tapped it, it kind of.
Yeah. And I'm told there's a noise canceling algorithm that these.
I love algorithms.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. They're good for life in general, I think. Hearingloss.ca. Jack, what are you doing for the match tonight?
Who cares?
Oh,
I'm going to Reds.
okay.
No chance.
Did he get you that address yet? He's
Yeah, I already had it.
That's been back and forth with these invites. Yesterday it was anyone stop on by,
Fine, come,
and then
actually, I
today
want
he's like,
everybody to-
screw off. I don't want you there. I'm not.
You and
You're
the
none of your
shoveler,
business.
you can console each other. She was calling, trying to chirp, actually.
Jack and the Shoveler got something going on
Oh, yeah.
with their Stars and Stripes undies.
Let's go.
And she's going with the full
Let's go.
Star Spangled bikini tonight for the game.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then if the
She's got a
Canadian wins,
MAGA hat on
she
and
has to get into the
Yeah.
whipped cream bikini. What's the story here?
It's good stuff. Well, now apparently, once this thing is done tonight, because NHL's going to start up fairly soon. After.
Saturday.
Yeah.
It starts Saturday.
There's teams that play Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Connor, thanks so much for helping grow the game. We really need you against Buffalo tonight.
I feel like there's some teams that have players that they can get a couple days, but then you have a Brady Kachuk or
Matthews, Gimpy. We heard from Frank on Monday.
But they're in a
Matthews
position where they're going
right.
to make the playoffs.
That's true.
That's where I'm saying where if you've
McAvoy.
got a team that's on the cusp and in a playoff fight, those are the guys that aren't going to get. Might have to. Now there's only 2 teams playing tonight, I guess.
And this is going to be balls out.
Oh yes,
Of that we have no doubt now.
Yeah, I don't think we necessarily we'll see scraps, but this is the title game. The Saturday was the sizing each other up. This is the title fight.
What do they get? You said that the other day. There won't be medals.
I think there's a small participation dollar amount, but the trophy's there, and you'll have for the first time in a decade a chance to say that your country is the best at hockey.
Did you see the
believe
trophy?
Russia could be
Were you here?
Well, I saw it on the
We got some images of it too.
the thing.
You'll see it again.
Looks okay.
Pinder Report. It's fine.
Well, you guys won't see it because you're not watching.
And it's gold, right?
It's kind of got some goldy hues to it.
Yeah.
Copper.
I think it's silver with some gold in
Is it?
certain
Yeah.
spots. Yeah. It's better than that flower vase they had at the old World Cup.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Where you pulled out the trumpet from the
That
vase.
needed to be
Yeah.
dropped.
That was a bad choice.
You know what? They easily could have spun that into this tournament because they got a World Cup in 2 years, 3 years, I guess now.
Wait, where is that thing? It's sitting somewhere.
It's
Is it
totally
the Hall of Fame,
somewhere.
maybe?
That's the Hall of Junk, not the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
But yes,
It's
so
in that
hockey
storage container with Noodles car
is going to be NHL hockey regular season going to be back, which means we want you to know about the new contest that we've got lined up with Safeway. It is Safeway's My NHL Picks contest. It's a weekly chance for you to win big prizes like a trip for 4 to a 2025 NHL season opener of your choice.
like that.
Here's how it works. Every Thursday, a new slate of games is open. It's a Thursday to Wednesday, end of Wednesday night kind of game. So 1 week at a time. All the games for the upcoming week are going to be listed. You go in and predict the winners of 5 matchups. Each correct pick earns an entry into the grand prize draw. You could also win scene points, bonus entries, grocery offers. But yes, that grand prize of a trip for 4 to a season opener of your choice, pretty darn good. So you download the Safeway app, start playing today for your chance to win. Today is Thursday.
Let's open a new slate.
Let's open a new week of games. Pinder has gone in and 5.
You got to get 5 for the
5.
week. So I just showed you sort of how it looks. There's games on Saturday, and real simple. It shows you the 2 teams. Just got to go pick one. So I got the Panthers beating the Kraken. Maybe that's silly. The Panthers have about 1,000 guys at the Four Nations. Mikula and Barkov and Reinhart, and Kachuk, and on the list goes. But you don't have to take my picks. That's just an example. So you scroll through, make your picks. Away you go. And then by the end of next Wednesday, you'll have a certain number correct out of 5. And we'll see who wins the prizing. Probably people that get 5 out of 5.
Yeah, there'll be weekly prizing. And then, of course, it all builds towards the end of the season. So get in there. It's the Safeway app, My NHL Picks contest. Get after it.
Get your scene card in there. Let them know you're
Yeah, scene points.
Get some points in there. Get scene, Rhett.
Don't really need the card, just through the app.
Yeah, you got the app.
Get the app. Get her going.
Yep. I have a scene. You want to see it?
Nope.
Got to show it to you anyway now.
Oh, wow,
I feel
do it
seen.
all.
There it is. Hey, look at me.
Oh, look, yellow barcode there.
That's amazing.
Jack, do you have a scene card?
On my phone, yeah.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 20-year-old. He goes to the movies all the time.
I love the movies and the popcorn.
Orders it to his house.
Popcorn. If
$20.
you come and we bring popcorn.
That's the potluck.
1 frozen.
Controversy.
Not doing the frozen.
What's in the cooler? Popcorn.
Popcorn.
What? That seems weird. Time for the Pinder Report. It's a presentation of Village Honda. In-stock inventory on the ground, new Ridgelines, new Civics, new hybrid touring CRVs, the Accord, the Odyssey, that and much more. Yeah, good day to go out. Now it's, we've been telling you, when it's really cold is a good time to test drive a vehicle. Today'd be a nice day.
Look greasy
Sloppy
too.
out there.
Yeah.
It's going to get.
See if the windshield wipers work.
You know what Anthony's
The
driving?
washer fluid. What's the?
One of those new pilots.
Yeah.
Oh. Saw him last night.
Yeah. They redid the Pilot. They've done it well.
Did a good job.
Maybe that's what Noodles needs.
He does
I
need a
hear
vehicle.
he's in the market.
Could be.
We'll
He
get him-
thinks 50% chance. We're leaning 99%.
Yeah, the cops are more like 0%. But what do the
But
cops
what do they know? They only deal with this stuff every day.
Dealing with, yeah.
Appreciate you reporting this.
Yeah.
It'll be of no help.
Yeah, that is a sick. It would have to be. Oh, it's my vehicle.
Yeah, it sucks.
Someone stole my car. Oh yeah.
Oh, look, the sensors.
Well-
we found them. They're on the map.
Fill this out.
Here they are.
here's
They're
a
in a
piece of
lake.
paper.
No, that's not my car.
You guys don't care. It's time for the Pinder Report.
All right, fellas, it's tonight. Let's take a look. You want to see the trophy? You want to see the combatants? You somehow want tonight's game to live up to the Saturday night clash between Titans. See, he's kind of got some gold and silver in there. No, that's not. It's a graphic,
kind of a graphic
depiction of
deal.
it, but it handles gold, silver. Sure. Yeah, you can drink out of it. I'm in.
That's all that matters.
It is a 6-mountain start. Canada, USA, Matthews, and is that Eichel on one side, or who's that? Oh, it's Gensel. And then on the left, McDavid and Crosby. These are good teams, fellas. I think, was it Drew Dowdy said it's the fastest game he's ever been a part of. Marchand said the American team's the best team I've ever played against. A lot of respect here, and we'll see how physical it gets early. There's been some line tweaks for both, and lots of other stuff going on. What else do we have for nations? 1B I have written down here. It's too small. Oh, yeah, Jack's boy was supposed to be there, but the Trumpster did call in this morning with a message for the Americans. Will not be in attendance, Jack.
That's really too bad.
That is too bad.
It would, if we like the emotional nature of the game, that certainly would have heightened it.
He did put out this tweet. Do you want me to put it on the screen?
If you want, sure. It's very Trumpy. I'll be calling our great American hockey team this morning. I can't really.
I was going to say, you're going to do a Trump impression.
It's turning into freaking Bettman.
I saw it coming a mile away.
To spur them on towards victory tonight against Canada with far lower taxes and much stronger security, will someday, maybe soon, become our cherished and very important 51st state.
Then this tournament is dead.
I will be speaking. It's true. You can't do it. It'll screw hockey. Think about the hockey, would you, Trump? Speaking before the governors tonight in D.C. and sadly therefore unable to attend, we'll be all watching. And if Governor Trudeau wants to come, Jesus, you'll be most welcome. Good luck to everyone. This is not a movie. This is the real world, right?
Love it.
Holy shit.
It's better than a movie.
Good luck to everyone. Have a great game tonight. So exciting. President John did. Yeah, we know who your name is. Got it.
If Governor Trudeau would like to join us.
It's full WWE, which again, he was doing before he became the president.
But shouldn't Trudeau go?
He was in Montreal. He's so busy. He's working on this high-speed rail thing and pretending to get stuff done.
Trump just and
money.
he should show up.
Yeah.
What?
Where's the box? I'm in.
Trumpy.
Yeah.
What is
Where's the orange guy? I'm here. We got a bet.
Yeah.
Food?
Come on.
If people were like just hated it with all of their being and soul, I could just kind of look at it from afar. It's good comedy.
It's excellent.
If it was like a sitcom, you could really get into it.
Yeah.
It's just that it's our lives in the countries that we live in.
Yeah.
We'll move. Canada's lineup looks like this. A few tweaks to tell you about. Seth Javith is going to slide into the right side of the fourth line next to Tham Bennett and Brad Marchand, who's played his way from second line down to fourth line, fellas.
It's not Konechny.
It says Connect.
That's who he's going in for. This is before the skates.
I see.
So Jarvis will take Konechny's spot.
Well-run machine, and we got this be it. Like
also the line tweak
people.
you'll have noted from Monday. Point up top with McDavid, give him a little more pace to play with.
Smart
So
too.
they're keeping the Nova Scotia connection of Crosby and McKinnon together.
Come on, Reinhardt.
Let's go, Sammy. There's your blue line. Great to see Cale Makar back.
You know who's real good?
The Thomas Harley kid, they're not playing.
No, 44.
Morrissey, Calgary boy. Those
He's
few
good.
blocks from
It's
here.
good, eh?
Very good.
Yeah.
We should trade for him instead of trading Anderson.
Yeah, I like that idea. I don't know that Kevin Shoveldayoff does, but I'm with you.
Come on, Kevin.
Great player. Come on, Kevin.
Greedy.
Yeah.
He wants to come home. Let the boy go home.
Doughty's been excellent. I was very concerned given he only played 6 games after missing the full, first half of the year with injury. Wonder if he gets elevated. We'll see. I'm not the biggest Sanheim guy. I'd rather see Harley.
Play. Go.
Yeah, just go play.
Just go play. Go fellas.
Go.
What about Quinn Hughes, though, Jack? Your boy.
Your boy, Jack.
Well, we'll get through the forwards first. Matthews, Hughes, and Gensel. Matthews and Hughes have been eerily quiet, which sounds like good news, but maybe they're due. I don't know. Kachuk, Eichel. That's the line that got it done on Saturday. Miller, Larkin, Boldy. They were good on Saturday as well. The fourth line has been really quiet for the Americans. Brock Nelson, bad tournament. Vinny Trocheck, haven't seen you. Kyle Connor hasn't scored. What are you doing? We'll see.
What do
Again,
you think
are you
they think about when they make 3 of these white and the rest of them blue?
I asked Frank, and he said, shut it, because he's Daily Faceoff. That's his website. No one knows. Let's go to the blue line.
Those guys are the keys.
Those are the guys with the Audi belly buttons. They get the white jerseys. Slavin, Faber, Werenski, Sanderson, Hanif, Fox.
Well, this is stupid.
McAvoy out, Sanderson in. That's a big adjustment. And Werenski, guys, is tied for the tournament lead in points. I've got a little bet with him later because he's been real good. Werenski's been a stud.
It's weird, the white jerseys.
Stupid.
I feel like it's probably something very easy to,
See,
but I'm
attached to
really
your
trying
legs.
to
I don't know what it is.
figure it out.
Frank didn't know either. I asked him a few months ago with the other team did this.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Quinn Hughes, where's he at, Jack? I thought he was flying out. What's the Team USA has been informed Quinn Hughes is not traveling to Boston to join the team. Was not medically cleared yesterday. So we're going to strip this back. Very simple. Quinn Hughes was asked and made a personal decision not to go to the tournament. Then he was a full participant in Canucks practice, and then he was medically ruled out for the Americans. Glad we're all on the same page. Totally makes sense. Nothing conflicts with anything else there.
Don't try to start a conspiracy.
I don't care. It's just weird that a guy's a full participant and then ruled out. Yes, from making his own decision 2 weeks ago to not being medically cleared today. But yes, he'll probably be ready for Saturday against Vegas. It's Rachel Dory. Good points, Rachel. Let's go to some patriotic buildings. Are you okay with that?
No.
Okay, let's not do it.
We're not about being patriotic.
CN Tower.
We don't like it.
They're going red and white.
All these anthems.
You big, tall piece of concrete, you.
It's very tall.
You know what the CN Tower gets a
tall as
great
it used
view
to
of?
be, but it's real tall.
The CN Tower's got one of the best views of Vladdy's walk season because it's right above the Sky Dome. And the Empire State Building doing the same thing. It's going to be red,
red,
white,
white?
and blue. They're going to add the blue.
Weird.
Did you literally not take the photos of the buildings, Jack, or did you just meld them together in one?
They're way too long.
So we
They're
want the
long.
pictures. We don't need
Yeah.
the text. I can tell you the names of the buildings. The pictures are what
It's
we
the
want.
Empire State Building.
It's the Empire State
It's in
Building,
New
Jack.
York.
Where are they already lit in those colors? It says tonight they're doing that.
They're lit up, and they had pictures of them. Those things that I sent you were the pictures.
You know what? You've done it again, Jack.
Come on, Jack.
Let us all down.
What else have we got? 6. What's number 6, Jack? You letting us down here again? Oh, you want some hardware? Here's some hardware. The two rosters combined, awards, trophies, Stanley Cups, pretty impressive list. Canadians, 19 cups amongst them. 3
That's
for
why
the
they win
Americans.
tonight.
That's why they win tonight. Individual awards. So you're talking about, your Rocket Richards, your Selkies, your Hearts, your Conn Smythes.
Lady Bings.
Bing. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing. 34-14 for that.
What the
Unique
F
Stanley
is
Cup
a
winners.
unique individual awards?
I don't know what that is.
Like that's
Art Ross 7, Rocket Richard even, Hart 6-1, Norris is 2-1, Vesna's edge of the Americans, Hellebuck.
There's a lot of very nerdy media stuff here.
Oh
Mhm.
yes.
Safe to say, there's a lot of experience and winning experience on the Canadian
Yeah.
sides. But again, they're a pick'em tonight, as we saw on Bet365. Let's continue to move. What do we know about people liking this tournament? Well, they've loved it. In fact, we had some high profile people that were very excited about said tournament. I know JJ Watt was one. You
Yes.
see JJ, Wisconsin guy, loved hockey growing up.
Played hockey growing up. Good hockey
Yeah.
player.
Loved to play it. Couldn't keep it going. Football was very good. Hockey was getting expensive. He says this, just incredible how much of a home run Four Nations has been for the NHL and for hockey in general. Friends who've never watched a game in their lives are reaching out, asking what the plan is for tonight's game, what food we're ordering.
Potluck, JJ.
You're welcome at Rhett's house, JJ.
Frozen
Potluck.
popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and this is what we've been saying. I think you're going to see a lot of this. American people that would ordinarily not be interested saw what happened on Saturday.
How could you not?
And it's shit. Yeah, that was great. Let's do it again.
Yep. As for Connor Hellebuck, he is the main problem the Americans will pose the Canadians. This is from Dom Lucian at the Athletics 16 stats this morning. We always do Connor Hellebuck could be an X factor for the Americans. No shock he's delivered so far. 45 of 47 in the tournament. It's a .957 save percentage. And he's already stopped nearly 5 goals above expected in just 2 games. Whew. Also, he's noting it allows the Americans to play with a better offensive mentality, knowing they've got Hellebuck behind them. Canada, very much the opposite. Shelter Binnington as much as we can. We'll see how it plays out.
I don't think that's part of David McKinnon's.
No, but when you look at how they built their bottom 6, you're like, maybe they're just trying to... It's Binnington back there. It's not a good goalie.
Drop it.
Be good tonight, please.
Drop it, Jordan, because that's what we're going with. So please, Jordan, no matter what your opinion is anymore.
You know what Chris Pronger thinks? He's got an opinion.
I wish he'd slash you is what I think.
Yeah. Well, if he does it all night, he won't get called every shift, right? Can't call it all night. Pronger knows all about Canada peaking late in tournaments, and he'll thinks they'll do it against the Americans.
Shut up.
Daily Faceoff, another article. Matt Larkin. These writers sure write a lot.
Dylan's brother doing a great job.
Is that right? What a traitor. Oh, dear. Now, I mean, we need to know what happens. We don't know, but we have people we can trust in life to give us a better look at what might happen, including this corgi dog. Oh, this is the famous corgi staircase basketball predictor dog. You need 3 to win, right? It's a best of 5, apparently. So
he does have good snout.
Great hops.
So did that one go in?
No, it stopped. So now 1-1. Okay. Oh, you see they're spelling something. Oh, no, I don't like this at all. Okay, game right down to the wire, Rhett. Nope.
So close.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a
overtime
tough
post.
Tough break right
Oh, that's real close there. That's a breakaway against Bennington.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, there it is. Yes.
See, now I don't feel bad about not watching in real time.
Don't need to.
Can't be doubted.
It's already ruined for us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Corgi. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
It is a Corgi?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Good. Back to Rhett's most hated Flames prospect, Zane Parekh. The In the Dome boys had a great chat about young Zane, who's on pace for about 115 points as a defenseman in the O after putting up 96 points as a defenseman in the O, and what next year might look like.
Will Parekh make the team next season?
I don't see how you can't put him on the team with how much he can't go back to the OHL because that's his options. He can't go to the Wranglers. He's got to go CHL or
and
NHL.
that's an age thing, right?
Yeah. And I mean, they should really fix that. Like there should be some.
He can't play another fucking year in the CHL.
Can you imagine? Yeah, it's insane. So
even if he's your 7th D-man, he plays 40, 50 games. Like how could it be any worse than half our defensemen now?
Exactly. You're telling me he'd be worse than Barrie or Amir Manov?
Well,
come on.
I mean, from a development standpoint, I don't know. It's going to be one of those. What do you think Connery wants? Do you think Connery's got him penciled in there to make the team next season? Like, what would be better for his development?
It's always tougher with defensemen, right? Like
Chat
with
from
forwards,
the
I think it's just like, yeah, like,
listening.
Sorry, insulated. There's a
why
lot
are we
more
listening
room
to
for
these
error.
two
There's a
guys
lot
talk
less
about
responsibility with
the
defensemen.
well, I just know how much you hate Zane Parekh, and I wanted to loop you into the conversation. Where would you have him playing next year? He's clearly way too good for the OHL.
You're gonna play other people.
Reddit's the Pinder Report.
Sorry, Ryan.
Although that would be a good battle because I already heard you go. It would be your love of Parekh versus your just boosting of Miramanov. Which one's going to lose there?
You've missed the backpack at him. It's right in front of you. I can't. It's a middle fastball. You just swung and missed on, Dean.
What?
It's the 19-year-old CHL rule. He should be playing for the Wranglers next year.
But here's what's going to happen, you idiots, all of you, listeners included.
Idiots.
Oh,
Saginaw is horse shit. He's going to be done. He's going to come up. We're going to see what he's like before the year's ended.
Are they horseshit or are they like running away with the league they won last year again?
They're terrible.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Middle of the pack.
I do like In the Dome though. That's my takeaways. I like those guys.
Good boys.
Yeah,
see?
we should just.
Can't
What Pinder said about the game the other day on the radio, we should just, whatever that's called, live stream them for our show, and we wouldn't have to do anything.
Sit back and get paid.
Yeah.
Right? Why don't?
Sad news in the hockey world yesterday is famed Pittsburgh play-by-play broadcaster for decades, Mike Lang, passed. Michael, motorcycle, shave my face with a rusty razor. On and on it went. The greatest catchphrase after a goal broadcaster of all time.
Yeah, legend. Not to say that there weren't guys who put personality or had that type of stuff, but his was, and it helped that he covered a team that scored a lot of freaking goals.
So he got to
Beautiful
see
goals.
Lemieux, Jagger, Francis, Crosby, Malkin.
So it was
good.
Yeah, he was
Also blessed.
Yeah.
Fun games to call.
Smiling like the butcher's dog a lot of nights.
That's a good one.
At the old igloo.
Yeah. Calgary Hitmen secured a playoff spot last night. Congrats to them.
Already? I mean,
pretty good.
No, later in there.
Well, and there's quite a battle going on here. It's them and Medicine Hat vying for top spot in the division. That's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun. This
Medicine
is a good,
Hat's
good team.
doing it without Basha and that centerman
Lindstrom.
as well.
Yes. McKenna's unreal. I don't know how much longer they got the band there.
Cam
but-
Barker, strong on the back end.
Is that right?
Blades.
Kevin Nashchik and net.
How did Halat do? If you know how Halat did, let us know. With the Blades. He went
Oh,
up
the
there.
Friday night debut.
Halat.
Halat.
And look at them Wheat Kings.
Mm.
Marty Murray. Got him rolling.
Mm-hmm.
The Wheat Kings are tops.
In their division, they are, yes, as you
Ugh.
see there. Now, interestingly, the Tigers 3 points up on the Hitmen. Hitmen have 2 games in hand.
Shut
Go
up.
get it, fellas.
yeah.
Home ice. Let's go.
Dry hand.
Time to do some dumb shit. I got caught on camera. This is tough. We got that new Safeway app that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I was going grocery shopping and one of my kids wasn't behaving well, so I just did the old. Well, if you don't have a
Yeah.
quarter, you're cooked, son. I'm not dealing with it anymore.
Wow. And no one's got change ananymore, so that
No,
could be there a while.
It was cold too, so I don't know. Maybe I crossed the line. I haven't heard from him yet. He's a resourceful young fella.
Yep.
Rhett was doing some work on the lake yesterday because it started to freeze, right? But he has boat in there.
Always busy.
But look at the moves Rhett's got here. He's got it's like the sheets they lay
You've
down.
got so much plywood hanging around.
Disperse your
Look
hate.
at that. Run, jump, bang. Oh,
It hurts.
So close.
that's good weight dispersal.
Not good hops there at the end.
I feel like that the plywood was sliding back.
Well, and you see, you're taking off on your left foot when you're clearly a right foot
It's a
guy.
right
Is that
foot
what it
launch
is?
here. No, oh, you're
That
right.
left foot launch.
Jeez.
I had it.
Yeah, thought you had it.
Oh, Rhett, I'm sorry about that. Boy, go back to that. They finished that build across the lake. It's gorgeous.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
I was worried about your view. That's
No,
beautiful.
it's good.
Is that a smelter or a nuclear plant on the right there? What was
Buffalo
that?
That's where you're going to
Lakefront.
set off the fireworks tonight
Yeah,
after
right.
Canada wins.
Yeah, there you are.
That's a good idea, actually. Can you
Get some
shoot off fireworks in
Sure, you
the
can.
city?
Of
Yes.
course, yeah.
Light fires, fireworks.
There's no.
It's 2025, Rhett. Just tell them it's
People do it all the time.
These are the rules in the 51st
I'm
state.
doing
You
it.
hear fireworks
Where do you
going
get
off.
them?
Oh, just down the
At
street.
the
Oh.
fireworks store.
Yeah. I may know a guy.
The you know those rooms where they trap you in there and you got to try to escape and people think that's fun.
Mhm.
Nerds go out and do that for fun. I found one the other day. It was awesome.
This escape room is really hard. Sure, this is a brewer now. Interesting.
It took me hours. That was Anthony.
You
that I
played
lost.
that. You actually put that.
And Rhett and Boom love their
Be
fishing.
the worst
They
ever.
love going to the West Coast. There's that nuclear plant by Rhett's house again. Looks like there's a lot of fish there. Let's see all the little splashing.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
That's a large.
It's a whale.
It's a whale. Now, what did Jack label it?
They're catching fish.
Jack labeled it big fish, I'm guessing.
Massive fish.
Just a heads up, whales are not fish. Breathe
I got that on
above
video.
air, not through gills.
I was like, double rainbow guy.
It does. Now, do you think that he's got one on the line there? Is that now in the whale's tummy? Think he lost that one?
Not sure.
I think the line will snap. If so,
Yeah.
Anyway, looking forward to our future fishing
I had
adventures.
something really good to look up. Now I can't remember.
That's your Pinder Report on a Thursday. Game day, fellas. Oh, what happened over there? Oh,
What'd you do that for?
go full screen. We gotta see what's going on here.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just feel like you should try and support your co-host,
Who?
Ryan,
In what?
in the Pinder Report instead of
I was showing that beautiful view you have in your backyard.
I think
You try
Ryan
and-
has to learn
try
that
and
there's
pump it
certain
up.
things that don't need to go in, and you can just blow right past it. It's just, there's not a quota
I-
for time spent. There's not a quota for. I was in here early today, Dean,
Mhm.
He was watching how the
and
hot
that
dog
would-
gets made.
I gotta find some dumb shit for the Pinder Report.
Success. Is that not 4 dumb clips right there?
yes.
Shopping cart, jail.
But you don't have. No one ever said that
Red
this has
ice
to be
boats.
part of.
Yeah, it's not like we can't
No.
do the show.
Brewery escape room.
Yeah, the brewery
And
escape. I gotta
massive
show.
fish,
Can
also
you
known as
send me that
whale.
link, Jack, so I can send that to everyone I know?
all your
It's a
friends,
real
yeah.
rib tickler.
A rib tickler indeed.
It's a brewery. What?
But he's saying it's an
Interesting.
escape room.
Hmm.
Almost like, and it felt like that one was maybe set up.
No, there was just a
No.
This is a brewery.
But sir, no.
Car and Driver magazine once again ranked the Honda Accord #1 in the midsize sedan segment.
Car and Driver knows what they're doing.
Sure do.
I think they're probably good at driving cars.
Honda debuted more features and improvements for the 2025 edition, so they're leveling up an already award-winning sedan.
Here and even
It's like us here. Winning,
never satisfied.
just continuing.
More than winning.
Yeah,
Never's
leveling
more
up.
than winning.
Village Honda, your dealership for life. VillageHonda.com.
So no pizza today? Bragged about all for 10 days. I've heard about pizza today.
Jack's supposed to order at 11. Jack has a pizza order.
We got a big interview after this. No time for pizza.
It's gonna slow you down.
At 1:30 Mountain.
That's a 1:30. Anyway,
What's going on here?
I don't like what's happening.
Service Credit Union has brought back the Big Share contest. And that's great news for you if you like to potentially win $1 million.
I like that.
Anyone can enter by becoming a member and saving with service. Every $500 that you save gives you 5 entries into the Big Share contest. The whole thing ends April 30th, 2025. Skill test required. For rules and all the details, service.ca/win. You can double your entries with that TFSA or RRSP. Have you done with all of your loot? Have you been smart with your money?
Oh God, no.
It's the end of February. Have you invested it wisely?
Don't.
You should talk to these guys. Set up your paycheck for automatic deposit into your service account. That will get you bonus entries. Fast track your savings with a high yield savings account.
Helps with not losing your paycheck too.
Yeah, if you could just, you should get, again, direct deposit. You'll be getting bonus entries.
Bonus interest. That. How's your Briac stock, by the way?
Up and it's
Volatile.
It's not as high as it used to be.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. There's an old Calgary shit.
They will advise against that, would be my guess.
Right.
At Service Credit Union. They know what they're doing. Service.ca/win. The Big Share contest is back. That's a blast from the past.
That was a huge news item for like years here.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Was it like Myanmar or something?
That was I can't believe I missed out on that. Thank God
I missed out on that.
Yeah.
This is too good to be true. Oh my
usually
God. It was not too good to be true. It was a fraud.
It usually goes the other way. I can't believe I missed out on that. I
Yeah,
wish
you're
I'd
a
have been in on
clown.
that. That was one of the rare times. That's
Right.
I
laziness.
still remember Ray Whitney and Jeff Rimmer talking about Amazon. 97.
That would have been okay.
Yeah.
They're like 99. I doubled my stack.
Idiots. That was Shaq's got the story about how he was approached early on to get into Starbucks.
Right.
And he's like, black people don't drink coffee.
Jeez.
It's okay. I got lots of other things on the go.
Nah, I'm good.
It's like, ooh, that was a big one. That was a
Could have
big
made a
swing
lot
and
of
miss.
money, Chuck.
Yeah. Well, Bet365, there's going to be all kinds of action
Oh,
tonight as we get ready for the championship match of Four Nations Face-Off, Canada, US, and Bet365. The app, we talk about it all the time, and I think until you get the app on your phone and get in there and realize what all is happening, you may not know
It's a lot in there.
what kind of action, how much excitement it can bring. Use the promo code NATION when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
I've been in the lab. I've been cooking. I've been working. I found some really fun ones here. Okay, McKinnon and McDavid are starting to roll. They both scored tonight, plus 850. I mean, who's more likely to score than those two for Canada?
Well, yeah.
And Werenski's been sensational, tied for the scoring lead in the whole tournament. Plus 150 for one helper. Yeah.
Well, I don't like that because
What, Bennington's going to get a shutout? I'm
my
confused.
my instinct is that for an assist, there has to have been a goal, and I don't want to see a lot of that.
So if I win both these bets, we have at
Every
least two
time,
Canadian
Dean.
goals. At least
Every
one
time?
American goal.
Every time.
Really? Not even once.
The history of the game.
Every assist
Mhm.
leads to a.
Every time
There's
an
been
assist,
goals
there's a goal.
unassisted, but no assists ungoaled.
Find me a single instance.
Makes you think.
Well, we'll do some digging.
Yeah.
We'll get after it. Bet365, get the app on your phone, dig around, have some fun with it, be responsible. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
A couple other trends to note.
Hmm?
The designated home team Whoever gets the home locker room is 0-6. And every game has featured a goal in the first 10 minutes so far.
And is it who's in the home room?
Americans.
Americans, right? Well, guess I don't need to watch.
They're either
after all.
due or it's over already.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know which.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, and we have got a super chat during the course of the show. If you get into the mentions, and there's been a lot of people fighting again today. I wish it'd just be
Are
a
they
safe
arguing?
space. Yeah, it's not nice.
Really? What are people fighting over?
Ah, it's good to
Jeez.
argue. Get
I
it out of
guess-
your system.
Yeah, it's rare.
Don't suppress it.
That's why we feel so good on this show.
Money going to the youth centers of Calgary. There's Mark. Speaking of potlucks, my boy Harry brought some wings on Sunday to our little shindig. 11 out of 10 recommend wings for tonight. That's from the Yak Farm guy.
Attaboy Yak Farm
He's
guy.
been giving you advice for a long time.
Don't get what? Speaking of potlucks, my boy wings.
He's like, they had on Sunday, he brought wings.
Harry's wings are
He's like,
unreal. Yeah.
definitely do a wings. If you're going to a potluck, bring some wings.
Doing on Sunday.
I
TV
could.
Sunday.
Someone, you should make me. You're good at wings.
Okay.
The air fryer is the real game changer for
The
wings.
thing I have, the issue I have with the wing is I like it crispy. So
Yeah.
if you get it delivered, it comes in the
No,
box.
it's
And
the
by
air
the
fryer,
time
man.
it gets to your place, it's
Yeah.
not crispy.
I know a place, I'll tell you, because no free plugs. But also what I have found, you can do the air fryer, but like there again,
Small little.
it's a
It's
small,
true.
right? So where you're going to put,
2 loads.
you're going to have to be just feeding that thing
Yeah.
all night.
Which they're coming out hot. That's fair.
Oh, sure.
But
But
yeah.
there's like 6 of them. And then everybody watches you eat, and then you watch them eat. The oven, high heat, and you get the like the sheet with the rack.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
put the
You
rack
want-
on the
with the
sheet.
grate, so
I
that you're
could
getting some
do
air
it,
underneath.
make
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
I just-
otherwise it gets soggy on the bottom or burnt. Yeah. Good call.
They're
The
just
rack.
sitting on the thing getting
So do you
smushed.
use the
Convection?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
Jack, do you like a good rack?
I do like a good rack.
Yeah. I think most people do.
Yeah, I mean,
I've yet to meet
Helps.
someone who's on the other side.
Tough to be against a good rack.
Either way, thanks for that advice. Wings. If you're having people, if you're doing a potluck, even if you're not, just have wings tonight.
so no yak burgers.
Yak Farm. Wonder how that's going out there.
Be
Boom
freaking
business.
cold. It's been -30 in
Yeah.
Saskatchewan
Those
for
Yaks
3
are
months.
doing
Because
their
that was another opportunity that you had. You know, junior hockey team.
Yeah, Starbucks, Yak Farm.
This is from Al. $8.99. Interesting number.
Mhm.
Brent Cron, favorite story. Adam Oates, sausage pass. Need to get that man on the podcast. Old friends.
It's a lot there to unpack.
Screw him.
There is a lot to unpack there. I would say talk to Brent Cron about it.
Brent Cron chose his path in life.
So did Christoph Oliwa and the sausage pass.
Yeah. Boy, those were dark days. Sitting in the basement. In the
COVID.
cold during COVID.
I thought those were the best days. You
Actually
didn't have to leave
thought
your
of-
house. You were done early.
I actually thought about this morning because I got up to take my kid to they have a skate with their school every random day. And I'm like, in the old days, I was already an hour
On the
into
other side.
show.
Yeah.
Like,
Never mind
oh,
waking up.
Yeah.
and 2 to go.
Yeah.
Oof. No, love Brent. Brent's a good boy.
Good
Would love to
boy.
have him.
We
He
had
is
his-
doing stuff for the other guys, and the other guys don't like us. So
the other guys. Yeah. Acting like children. Brent did send you a happy birthday message on your
he did. Yeah.
that,
appreciate
60th
that.
party you had the
Yeah,
other day.
it was very nice. Yeah, he's a good boy.
Sure,
So-
they yelled at him for that, but you know, friends.
Yeah, friends. So thanks for the donations there. Little light today, but that's okay. We're not going to judge. Everybody's busy saving their dough for wings tonight. Try and find a wing night somewhere, maybe.
Tuesdays.
And around the horn, thoughts on this matchup tonight?
Lead us off.
I feel a Canada victory.
Is
Retro?
that all we're doing? Is just picking? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
I
I think the big boys will come through in the.
yeah.
I think Noodles said it, lots of people, and it's not hard to go. Oh, McDavid might be really well. He's the best.
And hasn't lifted lots. He's
I-
watched a lot. I think we get an overtime hero tonight. Maybe it's McJay. Maybe it's Nathan. Maybe it's an American Jack with a soft goal from Jordan Binnington, but I feel overtime.
That'd be tremendous. Jack,
Doesn't
where are we
get
at?
better than
I think Mike Sullivan is the greatest coach in NHL history.
Right.
He will lock down all the NHL's best players, Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid. The U.S. will win 2-0.
I heard a
2-0.
rumor that
Jeez.
Crosby called the greatest coach ever
Yeah.
in the history of the game and said, "If you don't let us win, I'm not coming back."
Really?
Yeah,
You heard that.
that's a
Yeah.
crazy
when I was
rumor.
doing my rounds,
I'm getting on McKinnon's private jet.
Yeah. Straight to Denver.
mile high.
No, and Jack, just to bring us up to speed, because some people are new to the show.
Mhm.
Which coach you've been trying to fire for 2 years?
Mike Sullivan.
Okay, got it.
Right. Yeah. But right now,
Greatest coach
Greatest
ever.
coach.
best coach. Yeah.
Correct.
How many? So for about how long has he been the greatest coach?
When was the game? Saturday?
Saturday?
Like 4 days.
About 5 days
The
in.
tournament started a week ago for
Yeah.
the Americans.
It's short term. You got to be hot. I'm
Yeah.
with Jack.
Yeah.
It's
No, I
really
do.
feeling it
I,
right now.
It kind of felt like, and I was poo-pooed for it. Oh, Mr. Negative. I don't know. I felt like Canada's going to probably, the Americans might win that round robin one. Canada gets a little bit of adversity,
Kreskin over here.
but I feel like in a way they were kind of embarrassed the other night. It was not an embarrassment. I mean, it was a close game.
The game was
But
played on the Americans'
humbled.
terms, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were a little bit humbled.
Yeah.
The Americans wanted the fights. They scored. Like Americans came away feeling very good about themselves after that game.
Which is good to see because they're such quiet folk.
Well, when it comes to hockey, we're not quiet folk.
We don't do a lot of looking in the mirror, right? When it comes to hockey,
Not
Like,
with, not with hockey.
but we're
That's
nice, so
ours,
we
yeah.
can't come
Yeah.
across as arrogant as hockey. In the hockey world, can we? We're nice people.
So to go into Boston, where it will be wound up and they will be booing the anthem and all that, if
Oh,
you
yeah.
care about that stuff, I don't. I just think
I'm
it's part
turning it
of,
full blast.
part of the sport
Wind them up.
to have the Sids and McKinnons and McDavids
Makars.
step up. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm feeling.
Yeah. The game to game changes. Subtract a McAvoy, add a Makar, add a little gimpiness to Matthew Tkachuk and potentially Brady Tkachuk. Like those are better things for the Canadians than the Americans since they last played.
After seeing those in the dome dusters, I'm a little bit. It's got me thinking about how they don't want to watch,
Right.
and it would be great if McDavid could lose and we could go, "This guy can't win
No.
anything."
Turn it over in overtime,
Right?
He's going to win and be like, look what happens when there's more than two really good players on the team. I got to get out of here.
He's not. It's the Leon 2.0.
Hey, look, it's all I got. Leon
I
can't
know.
leave now. So all I have is
Well, he could
McDavid.
ask for a trade.
Not yet. He'll do that after Connor leaves.
Oh, he could. Better.
Yes.
So that's the story.
Enjoy it. Might be the best game we see of the last 10 years. Maybe it sucks and you get the Olympics next year's better. Who knows?
It's 3-0 after the first 10.
Yeah, that could be
Bennington.
could be a real downer. Could be a real bummer for sure. And then after that, of course, we ramp up for the Sharks and Flames.
Shucks.
Try and hold me back from that one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Celebrating, you can be champing at the bit.
so great. So it's gonna do it. That'll do it. See you, buddies.